Hey there, adventure lovers. If you're craving heights, we've got something special for you today. We're climbing to a staggering 2,800 meters above sea level, all the way to Mount Assekrem in Tamanrasset. Let me tell you, this isn't just any sunset. It's one of those pinch-me moments where the sky lights up like a masterpiece. One of the most beautiful sunsets in the world, literally. You're gonna want to see this, so stick around.
Mountains inherit stories that are only told to those who climb the rugged trails. Assekrem Mountain in Tamanrasset, in southern Algeria, holds secret worthy of an entire journey. Our journey began from the heart of the city of Tamanrasset, where we set off through rugged trails that tell stories of the ancient desert. The car stopped at the foot of the mount, and the real adventure began, a climb that combines challenge and fun. We climbed slowly, breathing the scent of the place, stopping to catch our breath and enjoying the rock carvings. It was in the morning, at a time when tourists do not make their way here, as they prefer the magical sunset or its exceptional sunrise. In the afternoon, the mount began to see a movement. Various groups started to flock. Multiple stories and one desire. With all determination, these French tourists climbed despite their old age. Trying to reach the top, their eyes shining with achievement and happiness as if they were writing a new chapter in their autobiography. Sherazade, a Chinese tourist, brought with her the joy of her new year, and Assekrem gave her an unforgettable experience.
I made an effort to get here. It wasn't easy. I'm breathless now. Luckily, I'm an athlete and I can bear. This place surpassed my expectations. Initially, I thought Tamanrasset was only made up of sand dunes like Qanat, but in reality, I came across these rocks and mountains as if it were planet Mars.
On dirait c'est la planète Mars.
Anna and Joey, a British couple, came as adventure-loving explorers. Algeria was a dream for them, and Assekrem was the most beautiful stamp on their trip.
The differences are huge because obviously Algiers is a big bustling city and there are masses of people, and then you come out here and it's barren and there are very few people and the air is clean.
And we'd never been to the desert before. We found the scenery to be awe-inspiring, jaw-dropping in places and completely stunning. There's a few words for it really. It is so different to anything else we've experienced before.
It's a magnificent place and it's worth every minute of the different style of accommodation that I might be used to.
At sunset, the sun was covering the mount with indescribable colors. Everyone who arrived here had a story, and every story was part of a bigger journey.
Thank God we arrived here and watched the sunset, that we have always watched on YouTube and TV. But when you watch it with the naked eye, it's a completely different thing. MashaAllah, especially since the view overlooks the mountains and the highest peak in Algeria, Tahat Atakur, and the sunset is reflected on the rest of the mountains, a scene that inspires the oneness of Allah.
The sunset was amazing, wonderful. It's my first time on top of Mount Assekrem. I'm lucky to be here, especially since it's the last day of the Chinese year, so I'm very happy.
Voilà, j'ai la chance de venir ici, donc je suis très heureux.
Next up, mountain enthusiasts, this is your jam. We're trekking through wild forests and rugged paths from al-Bawaqi to Ain Mlila. And trust me, these trails are no joke. By day, hikers of all ages tackle these slopes like pros. By night, it's all about cozying up to a bonfire, swapping stories and soaking in that wilderness vibe. More on that in a bit.
It was quiet as we were heading to Sidi Raghis Mountain in the province of al-Bawaqi, east of the capital Algiers. But the silence was broken by sounds coming from afar.
We are cutting wood to light a fire. Tonight will be cold and we must bring more wood.
These are the members of Nunu Mountain Sports Club in al-Bawaqi. They are preparing themselves for camping.
Today, on the occasion of the snowfall, we came with the club members to camp in Sidi Raghis Mountain. As you can see, the atmosphere is wonderful.
Each one has their own tasks. One cuts wood, another lights a fire, and the other sets up tents.
The first thing we do is to choose the right place for camping. And the basics are to choose a place that is not facing the wind. We set up tents on flat ground and light a fire after collecting firewood. And as you can see, we bring firewood. There are some exceptions, such as snowfall, where we light the fire differently. Then we split the tasks. This is the basic of camping. Each one has their own tasks, so that we can spend pleasant times and make each person feels their contribution to the camp.
They were not attracted to the idea of camping, but
We started the first trip with camping. I did not think in the beginning that camping would be like this. I liked everything because I felt peace of mind. You see how nature is. It must be preserved.
الرحلة الأولى تاعي بديناها بالتخييم.
I see myself as if I were at a psychologist, especially at night when lighting the bonfire and sitting with friends. You will definitely pour your heart out.
لازم نستحفظوا عليها برك هذه لازم نستحفظوا عليها.
not far from the provincial capital, we were led to the city of Ain Mlila. Here we met members of the Explorer Association. It is also specializing in mountain sports.
We will practice hiking in the forest today. God willing, we will get there and drink coffee. Walking requires techniques and equipment. You must have a backpack and shoes. Even you do not have equipment dedicated to mountain sports, you must at least have a sportswear.
In the isolation forest near Mount Eagle's Peak, a virgin forest area that attracts athletes, especially these.
We discovered mountain sports through social media and we started practicing them. We practiced them, but we did not practice them in an organized manner. It was rather randomly, if I may say. Then we organized this association in line with what is stipulated by the Algerian law. We participated in several sports events in different places, such as Bidaya and Constantine, and we got to know other people and cultures and made new friends.
We established our association like every association. At first it was just a small dream, but now it has come true. The beginnings of the association were modest, and now we have been able to attract many people to join it, especially the residents of Ain Mlila to learn about nature. We have virgin nature such as Mount Eagle's Peak, Mount Qaryun, and Mount Fartas.
Adults, youth and children were attracted by the idea of participating in mountain sports, especially hiking for long distances in the middle of the forest, even if it's new in the region.
I came to roam in the forests and mountains. The first time I came with my father and he took me to Mount Eagle's Peak. I liked it and everything was wonderful. The first time I felt tired, but I got used to it and I'm very happy. The most important thing I learned through practicing this sport is patience, teamwork and discovering nature.
After I retired, I started practicing hiking and mountain sports. We are natives of the region and we wander in the isolation forests in Ain Mlila. The region is characterized by the presence of many forests, and we come with these young people to encourage them to practice these sports and mountain sports in general.
Participating under a legal cover greatly facilitates the practice of mountain sports.
There are laws and they must be followed, especially since gathering and camping are prohibited. But through legally authorized associations, we can camp and practice mountain sports and several other activities.
After the fatigue of walking among the trees and forests for a long distance, and after the night falls, this group finds nothing better than sitting around a warm fire and spending a night full of stories, tales, and chatting.
Last stop, a city where history comes alive. Let me welcome you to Souq Ahras, Algeria's hidden gem. This place isn't just rich in heritage, it's a living museum. We're talking about ancient ruins, legendary heroes, and stories etched into every corner. Whether you're a history buff or just love a good adventure, Souq Ahras is like stepping into a time machine. So grab your snacks before we're diving deep into Algeria's wonders. And you won't want to miss a second.
When you meet the virgin nature with its towering mountains and vast steppes, you get a little close to the city center and you see statues of Berber lions. You must know that you're in Tagast, located in the far east of Algeria. The city of the land of treasure is located more than 600 kilometers away from the capital Algiers.
The most famous areas in the province of Souq Ahras are the archaeological region of Khmisa, the region of Mador, known for the first university in North Africa. We also have regions known for religious tourism, such as the one we are currently in, which is the St. Augustine tree. We have mountainous and natural areas, the most important of which is the Bergas area, which is a natural reserve.
Here is the birthplace of the Numidian leader Takfarines and the author of the first novel in history, philosopher Apuleius of Madeiros. And St. Augustine. Tunisian poet Abul Qasim al-Shabbi stayed here on a prolonged convalescence period. And he wrote his immortal poem. Let's travel together and learn about the most important historical landmarks of the region of Souq Ahras.
This is the birthplace of Apuleius of Madeiros, who was born in the city of Madeiros in 121 AD and died in 187 AD in the late 8th century. He is the author of the masterpiece The Golden Hours. It is also the birthplace of Maximus, the first grammarian in history and the childhood friend of Saint Augustine.
It is said that many scholars pursued their studies in the Madeiros region. Passion pushed us to discover the city of civilizations on a path exceeding 40 kilometers from the heart of the city. Here we are. We have arrived at the first university in Africa, Madouria.
Today we are in this open-air museum, which is the city called the City of Madouria, or Madeiros as Saint Augustine called it. This city was built in 75 AD of the 1st century during the reign of Emperor Vespasian. The city was built for the retired of the Roman army.
The city of Madeiria or Madeiros is an archaeological city considered one of the most important archaeological cities in the province of Souq Ahras. It is located about 45 kilometers from the provincial capital. It is of a Numidian origin and very important Roman ruins were built on it. It is also worth mentioning that it is considered the oldest historical university as Saint Augustine studied there.
Our exploratory journey continues through the most important historical landmarks that the city of Tagast abounds with. We prefer to take a rest under this olive tree. This tree is more than 18 centuries old, and most of Augustine's writings were made under its shade.
It is considered one of the greatest global historical landmarks, not only in Algeria or Africa. It is the landmark of the olive tree of Saint Augustine, This olive tree, according to historians, researchers, and environmentalists, is about 1900 years ago, and some say it's over 18 centuries old, or 1800 years old, meaning that it existed before the existence of Augustinus Ornius, who became known as Saint Augustine. This tree is a very ancient tree, but its importance and history don't lie only in its age, but in its close relationship with Augustinus Ornius, who became Saint Augustine.
The olive tree of Augustine and the ruins of Madur and Khmisa are excellent tourist and cultural attractions, and a destination for tourists from all over the world. They document their trips there by taking pictures for memory.
The tour we took today is a tourist tour in the city. We learned about the city center, or the square with statues of lions. Souq Ahras was named after Ahras, which means the lion in Amazigh.
I came from Egypt on a tour with the Tourist Association within a tourist framework. We visited the ruins of the region of Madur, and we were amazed by the Roman ruins. And now, we're completing the rest of the tour here inside the St. Augustine olive tree monument. We like the place and the atmosphere. Mashallah, you even feel, as we say in Egyptian, the scent of history.
This is the city of Souq Ahras, ancient with its successive civilizations, beautiful with its monuments and extended ruins, welcoming every passionate lover of history.
With that, folks, we wrap up today's adventure. Sunset highs, wild trails, and a journey through the echoes of history. Algeria just proved once again that it's got no shortage of magic. But hey, this is it. Goodbye. To see you soon.